Thank you. It's truly wonderful to be here with you and to recall the great occasion of what seemed like such a long time ago, September the 11th, and to recall what was happening here as the world went crazy in Shanktown, Pennsylvania, at the Pentagon and at the World Trade Center. Everything was unknown. Videos of the towers being crashed were constantly on the television. The president was in a classroom in in Florida, and was whisked away to Air Force One, which circled the country for hours in fear that he might be brought down where other harm would come his way. It was really a horrible moment in the life of this country, and one that we recall the opportunity that some people I call heroes, took advantage of by doing what they felt called to do. It was a time of prayer for victims, their families, our nation. Everything was called for. A friend of mine who runs a school that professes no religious values called me and said, "Steve, what can we do? We're not allowed to say prayers here." We talked about it, and he ended up deciding to just stand in silence by the flagpole to show solidarity, but unable to say a prayer. Unlike here at ESD, as we sprung into action. Most of you know Father Harmuth, Canon Harmuth now. He was a chaplain to the FBI and was called immediately after the first 7 days to Ground Zero to minister to the men and women who were working with the incredible task of cleaning up and rebuilding. He stepped aside of his responsibilities. He stepped aside of his own safety and went to do what he was called to do as a priest, as a man of faith. He went and spent a week up there. I talked to him once and I said, "Can you bring us some artifact so that we will never forget the tragedy of this experience?" And you can't remove anything from the site without permission. He got permission, and in the case in the narthex of All Saints Chapel, there's a broken, mangled thermostat from the first tower. Our living point of reference to that tragedy. So we at ESD can always remember two things: the tragedy that happened and that one of our own went forward to help with the rebuilding. About the same time, we were creating All Saints Chapel's window patterns, and I decided to do the first 4 on each side for the Beatitudes and the last 2 on each side for events in Christ's life. And it just struck me that the window the Agathars gave, which is "Blessed are those who mourn," was the ideal point of reference for 9/11 for the next 100 years. So I called Canon Harmuth and I said, "Would you come visit with the artist, and would you put your memories in glass, what you saw, kind of what you felt, so that those who come after you will have your memory from that site?" He did. And what you see, a little teddy bear, grieving children, some flowers, a fireman, and if you've ever noticed, in each window there's a little mouse. And that's for little tiny kids who wander through here looking at windows. And if they get a little antsy, I can say, "Find the mice in each window and come back and tell me what they're doing." Well, the mouse in this window is wearing a fireman's hat. And it allowed us to bring into our lives in a real way forever the commitment that he and other volunteers made to honor those who had fallen. There are other heroes among us in this place. There are those who regularly go out of their way to do things for others when it's not to their best ability or their best use of their time from another point of view. You have a security man here who name is Steve Park and Steve Price. And Steve has done this in Katrina and around the South for years as a first responder in God's name. We have those people with us who can show us the way, as Father Harmuth did, to respond to the tragedies of this world. I hope that you will always note and remember that at the center and at the top of the window, there's a circle. In that circle are the symbols of the three great faiths of this earth: Judaism, a Muslim symbol, and a Christian symbol. And they're all the same size because we are all Americans. So let no prejudice around religious belief be a part of your memory of 9/11. I thank you for coming. I ask you now to stand for a moment of silence in prayer.